Hello, my name is Reclaimer. I will be playing Blaze Blue, a hack and slash roguelite. Uses the characters from the Blaze Blue series. Ignore this, let me go. This little hub world, this little robot guy. Go ahead and show these just for convenience. I'm playing on Interface, a scaling difficulty system that also gives you rewards as a trade-off. Time will start on go. I'm going to pick the character S. I'm going to go ahead and go with attack, lightning, and lightning. And time will start on go. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go.
Cool.
So as you can tell, S is a pretty big sword. She's very heavily on melee. In this game, you do have attacks, and we do have skills. I'm gonna be doing the best that I can to try to get through my attack combos to hit the enemies near each other. Using the lightning tactic, it is going to clear all the enemies as fast as possible. In this game, we have potentials. Potentials are how your character scales. You're effectively upgrading the kit or the that you has. So things are pretty tame right now. They're gonna get kind of crazy. very, very shortly.
No worries. No, you're fine.
At the end of each room, it's gonna give me options for tactics. And reroll in the shop. Looking for Mordred. Good. I now have an uppercut ability. You're going to see me using that a lot. Come down here and kill these enemies as they spawn in. Pretty good clear speed so far. So right there, I just upgraded my ice spikes. And anytime that I can, I'm going to come to the shop, grab that, and just leave. Shops, events are the quickest way to get through rooms, because there's no combat encounter. Every stage has 8 rooms, the 8th room being the boss stage, as per standard roguelike. Nice. Cool. Now when I use this skill, it's going to spawn some javelins. Okay, go ahead and grab that. Moving on to the boss. Alright, so unfortunately we do have our least favorite boss for the early game, Sweeper. Try to hit threshold really quick here. Nice, okay. Hitting threshold that quickly starts the elevator animation, otherwise he would shoot rockets. Unfortunately this boss is invulnerable for just a little while after he shoots his volley of rockets. Sweeper's definitely our least favorite because he just... oh, 15 to 20 times. 15 to 20 seconds every single time you fight him. More Mordred upgrades, which is pretty good. So, to Cosmic, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
What do you think of S as a character? Because she's not
the
most competitive speedrun character, but man is she fun.
Yeah, she's really cool. I really like what they did with her in terms of, like, because, again, I came from, like, playing the fighting game, and that was why I was interested in this game. And S, in that game, was one of, like, the best all-rounder characters. She never really shined, like, in any particular area, but in this game, like, she's pretty cool. And, I mean, like, the crests that people are seeing on screen, which are the circles with the blades on them, they're pretty dope. I mean, she has a lot of, like, cool stuff she can do in this game. She's got a lot of neat momentum tricks and everything. A lot of neat mobility options as well. I wish she was faster, but I mean, maybe it's for better things if she's not the fastest, because she does a lot of damage, and she puts a lot of stuff on screen as well, like all at the same time.
There's a lot of animation cancels that I'm doing in between every attack, so it is kind of spammy. There are intended inputs behind the actions, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of button pressing. Some characters are a little bit more simplified, which is not a bad thing. They just hit a lot harder with a lot less attacks. But there's trade-offs with that, honestly.
One of the great things about this game, I think, especially, I mean, this is true of both the roguelike and of the fighting game, is that every character pretty much feels different. There's a lot of different things that each character can do. And that's why, like, a lot of people, especially when this game was first getting popular in terms of speedrunning, everybody kind of had different characters that they gravitated towards. And, I mean, it didn't take very long for us to settle on all, like, you know, the top 3 or whatever it was, or for Lambda to be named the fastest character. But even considering that, I think pretty much every runner was like, you know what, I just want to run with the character that I really like, because it feels better than running, particularly with what's fastest. And that's currently why we, like, make it so that you can have multiple runs on the board under different characters and everything, just because every character, even though they might not be the fastest, all kind of brings something unique to the table. They're not split into categories as of yet, but whatever character you're using will pop up next to your name. Also, we have the Black Market square here. These are not the greatest upgrades in the Black Market. The Black Market is a square that you only have access to if you have enough entropy to access it. I believe it becomes available at, 10 entropy, is it?
Maybe 15 or 20.
15 or 20? Okay.
Something like that.
So it has very high rewards, but it only appears once per run. So when you select one of those rewards, that's it for the rest of the run. There's 4 possible rewards. We got the exchange point one, so we're going to have a lot of currency this run. Also, here's Serpent of Destruction. Normally, we would skip this phase, but S is S. And sometimes it's kind of hard to hit that window. With some characters, it's really easy to hit that, or really easy to miss that window, I should say. But in the case of characters like S, a little bit harder, a little more precise.
Yeah, S does have burst damage issues with the build I'm running, because I have more of a consistent, like, attack heavy build. So unfortunately, I didn't get the slowdown and I didn't get the freeze off at the right time, so I did go to his second phase. But you can skip that. We'll see later on that the other characters I will, if we see him again, because there's a different boss variation.
There's 2 bosses every biome except for the last one. Final boss is always the same.
So as the Cosmica was talking about with the Black Market rooms, there is a trade-off. It does take a large percentage of your maximum HP for you to receive that benefit. Luckily for the speedrun, HP is not really concerned, so at that point it's just free.
Yeah.
But the options we're looking for are high damage percentage increases. Unfortunately, I just got money. S doesn't use money as much as some other characters. She definitely can use it, but it's not the most helpful option.
There are some characters that are pretty greedy for shops outside of potentials as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, having exchange points or money with certain characters is definitely a blessing. In the case of, you know, characters that are a little more self-sufficient, or they operate off of very few good options, then it's not nearly as needed.
Cool. Alright, so if I'm trying my best to max out Mordred and my universal skill. Oh, Arcune. Nice. I'm scared of Eyeball.
So Arcune is also a character in the Blaze Blue franchise. This is literally just an enlarged version of a bunch of the sprites.
That was a very good fight, by the way.
That was really quick. So normally, I would explain all the different phases that this boss has, but we didn't see any of those. It just died.
I got my Mordred upgrades, so it's big.
Yep.
So every potential you get increases the percent of damage that you across the board. Even if you get a potential that isn't what you want, it's still good because you do gain damage increases.
And potentials come in sort of like a variety of forms. They can not only allow you access to new moves that the character has, but they can also allow you access to upgrades on those moves.
True.
So typically, when you get the first upgrade of a move that allows you to access it, it'll also usually, I think, come with a upgrade on that as well. I think most of the time it doesn't just come with just the move. But after that, you'll roll different versions of that move as well.
And the very cool thing is you will get synergies between potentials. So 2 different potentials do have a kind of like combo with one another. Some other characters are completely reliant on that for a lot of their speed. Some are just icing on the cake. Go to event room here because I don't have a lot of money. Like extra potential? Yes, okay. Now I can dash 3 times in quick succinction. Very nice for damage because you can animation cancel with it, and good mobility overall.
An easy way to think about the actions that we have available in this game for those watching and are seeing the game for the first time, we basically have attack, skill, dash, and jump. We also have legacy skills, which are on like the L2 and R2 buttons usually. I believe Reclaimer has them mapped because he uses a funky setup, but I like it. I like the dash where you have it. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's nice.
But basic attacks come in like a combo form, essentially. And then it'd be like if you were mashing square in like a Dynasty Warriors game. And then skill is something that's unique to each character. It does something different for all of them. And the way that they build off of their skills is pretty much always different. The different things that they have available depends on the character. Like characters jump and down, for example, can all have different functions as well. The dash as well can yield different results depending on the character that you're playing. Like Jin, for example, his dash allows him to slow down, so if you take the Jin Evo type with you into runs, you will get slowdown on dodges, because the dash is also doubled as a dodge. Also, that was Dread or Reed. She was here for a hot second.
I figured out some more animation cancels. So we're moving on to Space Omega. We could get very unlucky. Top right. That's maybe good. I'm opening the minimap to determine where the end point is, and I'm using pretty scuffed logic and reasoning to kind of build a map in my mind of what it will look like. This is just random.
Yep.
The game determines the endpoint, and I'm like, okay, do I go up or down to get there? Because it's not a straight shot. These are meandering, winding hallways with enemies all around. You can see the triple dash coming into great effect here. Not gonna lie.
So great. It's so
we got a
good.
Pretty horizontal map, which is not bad.
No,
okay, nice. We got there. Space Omega can get easily lost. I'll go ahead and flash the map real quick. That's our path that we took.
Yeah, that was like a nice little incline, and then all of a sudden it shot up. This is Susanoo, by the way. This boss always has 2 health bars.
Yep.
The very classic sort of boss design where it's like you beat him and then it's like, oh, you thought actually. So now he's gonna revive, and then use his big old sword to shroud the stage in darkness. Now, an easy way to get stuns on him in this phase are by these lamps that are gonna kind of just loot light spears. You can break those to then stun him, just like Reclaimer did there, and then you can just wail on him. And Reclaimer is using a ton of animation cancels to just dance circles around this dude, and just there's the end of the first run already.
So, this is a crazy run, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. 730 on S is insanity.
I was gonna say, dude, like that's 2.5 minutes off of like the fastest character IGT.
Yeah.
That is absurd.
I did find out just earlier today, you get the dash. You can do a Mordred uppercut to a standard attack into 3 quick dashes, and it just on a bursting.
That's great.
Oh,
That's
and you
awesome.
can definitely see that on the one's face. All right, moving on to the second character of the run. We're playing as Noelle Vermilion. Go ahead and grab the attack and ice spikes, Jin and Kara. And time will end.
Go ahead.
Time will end whenever I kill Susanoo for the 3rd time. Just three characters for this one.
Yep.
We do also have a donation incentive going on. We have Ragna, Hakumen, Kokone, and Hibiki as the options for the 3rd character. So,
And they're all pretty cool.
if I could get an update on that in about like 8 minutes, just to know which character to pick. So,
Yep.
see if I can get the charge attack. Cool. Okay. So, bread and butter here for Noelle Vermilion. You just hold the attack button and you have a shotgun blast that kind of kills everything. You pair that with the synergy of having the lightning chain off of our attacks every 5 attacks. So we can just AoE clear rooms very easily using what is a high damage single target attack. So the very little weakness, especially as a ranged character, very strong animation cancels and very colorful movement.
Also super low econ in terms of the potential that you need for the run.
Yeah. I'm not hitting when I say I need nothing else to be very quick.
Yeah.
Not the fastest, but the most consistent by far. It's impossible to get a bad run on. Just can't happen.
Unless you just somehow get deprived of charge shot for like 2 or 3 stages. And then it's like, maybe then. Maybe.
Right. Thankfully, I do have safety with 10 potential rerolls, so a little bit of gamba going on, obviously. It's very hard to not get lucky at all. And keep in mind, I am playing on a down patch version of the game, where some of the times you will get a little bit unlucky. The game will not recycle options you've already seen and skipped. It'll keep sending you the same ones. Don't love that, but it's the price we pay.
Indeed.
Okay, nice. On legacies, I will now light spears, which are good. Pretty far away from me. I'm try to kill. Sweet. Again. Okay.
Goodness
okay.
gracious.
Thought I was on a good RNG seed. I guess not.
You said you got
4 runs in a row.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
Maybe it was not as good as I thought. It's okay. No eyeball.
There.
So, not complaining.
Well, I mean that's a win in and of itself.
Goodbye, boss. Like 4 guard shots.
Noelle, I
triple
have to
dash.
say, probably like top 3 most fun characters to do runs with. Honestly, just a lot of movement options. Not very demanding in the potentials department. A lot of sick animation cancels. It seems like every time people play this game, like and do runs, there's just new stuff that's found because everything is so intricate in terms of like the combat for this game.
Did you like that move again on top of the platform there?
Yes, I did. It's pretty dope.
You barely get up there too. I've practiced that a few times.
Also, somebody in chat asked if the game has anything to do with Blaze Blue. Not in terms of story, no. It is pretty much its own thing entirely.
A complete
the company
spin-off.
that worked on this is Act 91, I believe. They did work on some other Blaze Blue stuff that I believe is canon, but this game is not.
Triple dash.
Nice.
Nice, we got the 50% chance for 2 there.
Hey.
Also, apologies ahead of time. I know it's kind of impossible to read the shop. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, shopping in this game and menuing is just so lightning fast. I mean, credit to the developers. All the menus and everything I feel like are pretty darn responsive, especially in the shops and everything. So things just sort of fly by, and like we could explain what Reclaimer is doing in some of these shops, but I'll be honest with you, chat. I don't know half the time. Like, he knows what he's doing, but I don't, because there's He's like, the thing about this game that you have to understand is that decisions are just made so quickly, because if we linger too long on some of these menus, you're just going to lose seconds here and there. So we have to speed read descriptions or look for certain icons and everything, and then just pick based on that. So that is also part of the reason why the game is so fast. Also, this is the Tree of Origin.
Yeah.
He has a defense modifier on his legs, but as you can tell, Noel does not care about this.
Yeah.
Not
As
at
for
all.
that second to last shop I took, I saw the keyword debuff, which could give me money for debuffs. I don't want that. Money doesn't matter too much, and I don't want effects. A negative effect you could get would be enemies have shields. And I'm like, I don't want them to be tankier, maybe, just for some money that I won't actually utilize or get value out of.
Exactly.
And in the market, black market, unfortunately, I got the money one again. Noel has no need at all. At this point, taking actual meaningful shop trips, actually shopping, will lose me time. I don't need the damage. I don't need the...
But right now, we're just taking shop trips. If that's the only non-combat space available,
Right.
just to go in the shop and then close it pretty much immediately, because as you can see Reclaimer doing in all of these shop screens too, he's just dashing to the other side of the screen, activating the shop, and then, you know, picking something quickly, but he's already on the other side of the screen, so he just goes right in. So you're going to see that even faster now, since we don't really have to look for anything necessarily.
I misread that one. That was buffs minus, not buffs plus.
Nope.
That's okay. So the cool thing with the shops, if you use a certain input timing, you can navigate the menu while being in the air without having to deal with the game preventing your character from moving, because shop, you can't control both at the same time. But we can dash, because dash doesn't take an input action. We use the input to continue to navigate through the shop while dashing. We get to the very end, make our choice, and also, unfortunately, this room, we don't like this room. It's 45 seconds of just waiting. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah, there's a few rooms like this where it's either you kill a bunch of enemies or you wait 45 seconds. And usually, if you're going for like a PB or something, you encounter one of these rooms and it's like, all right, well, back to square one real quick. Because
Yeah, those are a
slow.
instant reset. Sleipnir. I just wanted to just show it off because it's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Arcane again, wow. Yeah, it's very strange I got a survive room, but I'm getting Arcane. It's worth it, because he's dead that quickly. Eyeball is a boss that has a very long animation where it can only go to executes, and is actually in a bug state on this downpatch version. This version is from late February.
Yeah, I believe so.
Fortunately, that is just a severe time loss. I'll take the survive room and less advanced rooms that I'm getting on this RNG seed over not having orc. Pick your poison.
Pretty much.
Alright, now I have grenades and dive bombs, which you'll be seeing a lot. And I'll be doing a lot of complex movement and complex attacks to get on higher platforms like you saw right there, killing those wolves and getting right on top of where the samurai was just to kill them as fast as possible.
That was smooth.
$240 MP is so funny. I'm playing Noel.
That's so good.
I can use that for throwing the grenades, which gives me extra movement. So, can't really complain.
You started with how much MP was it?
140.
140, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so he's nearly doubled his base MP.
and I'm not a skill-based character. I'm an attack character. That's part. It's like, okay.
That
Wish I had
charge
that.
shot wiped out that entire line of dudes. Like one charge shot.
I got the Pierce.
Boom, gone. Yeah, that was so good.
I'm just humored by it. Alright, I'm about...
The game knows that all you're doing is just attacking.
Right? I'm about maybe 4 minutes out from third character getting picked. If it's possible, I can get an update on who I might be playing. That'd be awesome. Maybe... Oh! Wrong choice. I'm gonna go for the rest. It's okay. Our pace is too good. We have to have extra content.
Yeah, right.
Someone could message to Cosmic with you.
Yep. I'll see if maybe it's up as well. I don't know if there's like an incentive list or anything like that. Somewhere might be able to find it.
This is the one we want to see. Go ahead and get the slowdown time. Goodbye. Just wanted to make sure there was no phase 2 shenanigans. Okay. Space Omega. So the movement you see me doing, I'm doing a dash, which I have 3 of, into a grenade throw, which is a dash of its own. And then I'm canceling that with another dash. That allows me to reset my 3 dash counter. It's very nice if I have high horizontal layout for Space Omega, which kind of looks to be that way.
Yeah, it's looking like it. And Space Omega is, just a recap for those that are just coming in, Space Omega is like a Metroidvania-like section of the game, which is totally like procedurally generated. The boss rooms spawn in different points. There's also like different bosses that you can get to in this section of the game, but we just gun it for the final boss all the time. And during, I think the launch patch of this game, they provided us the ability to see where the final boss is, like the final boss room. So now we don't have to guess anymore. We can just go there.
And you can see how meandery this one was. I was like, for sure I'm still good, right?
Yeah, that
I'd
was
actually
a
sit and think
long
about that
way.
real quick.
You can lose, I think, probably up to, probably maybe more on bad Space Omega layouts.
Absolutely. It's one. It's when you slept near.
Quick. That works. I'm down with it.
Oh, stuck in the animation. Evade off.
A lot of damage,
Put it on time. That is it. Do we have an answer?
I'm still trying to find
Hakumin,
it, honestly.
Hibiki, Koko Ne.
Let me take a
Ragnar?
look here, because I don't see a. I don't believe I see a page with any of this info on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we might need to find out who we're from someone who the third character is.
It's okay for the time.
Do we find out who it is?
Response.
Okay. I'm gonna try and find this out. I might just have to, because Usually there's a page, but it looks like there's just a donation thing here. And I don't see anything to pick it. Pick anything, what to pick this for. Yeah, because it's giving me the option to pay, but it doesn't show me any of the possible options to pick here.
Yeah, Mash is having internet.
Yeah.
Want to pick?
Yeah, I can pick. And I apologize to everybody in chat if there was someone that had donated for this and we just weren't communicated to it.
We're having.
But yeah,
Apologize.
let's just go with Ragna, dude. Unless you want to play Hakuman, but I would say Ragna.
Still
That's
be taking
my guy, dude.
back with the chain.
Yep.
Time will stop whenever we kill. No, it's time.
Oh.
So
Now,
earlier this week,
Ragna.
I was practicing. I did realize there was a 1-frame animation cancel special attack. If you do it in the air, it's that right there, you're going to see me dash out of that at any possible opportunity. That's just free damage.
Yeah, that's great. Completely gets rid of all the recovery on the end of that air version too, which that air version of Ragna's skill, which is called Carnage Scissors, has a bunch of a really slow descent as well. So while it has a huge range, it's very floaty. So okay, so there was no bid war due to technical difficulties, so we're just good to proceed. Yep.
So we got lucky. This is the best room in the game for Ragna, because I can just be very floaty like a platform fighting character, honest to God, and then just do a jump punch, which just hits so many enemies so fast, which makes the lightning effect so. So there's a few tap potentials that I'm really looking out. I want, if I can get it, the ability to have triple dash kick that hits 3 times each dash strike. I caught the shield enemy before he posted up. And you can see Carnage Scissors, this skill that I'm using, has so much range.
I think it's probably one of the best skills in the game, to be honest.
There's the parentheses trade-off cost of using HP for it, but you heal so much, it's not real.
Yeah, I believe especially if you hit 3 or more enemies with it, I think the net gains are positive actually on that.
Yeah, you heal way. Nice. Okay, I actually got both of them back to back. $2 to spare. Watcher! See, there we go! This is RNG I had in practice.
Hell yeah. So this is the other boss of stage 1 called Watcher.
We like the Watcher.
Watcher's awesome. He's pretty chill. I think he'd be great to hang out with. Especially because after a certain HP threshold, he doesn't walk away from you.
It's stunned. Just go wail on him.
Exactly.
Went for an uppercut move here, which will, with animation cancels, let me infinitely dash. By canceling the uppercut at the first start frames, I get to reset my dash timer. And it's actually just a good attack too. Because I get to set up like that and get an aerial uppercut while dealing damage. For an scissors. Black market
it should be
stage 2
noted
every
that-
time.
That's great. That's really lucky. But what did we get in terms of oh man.
He didn't get any damage options.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Dude. So
It wouldn't be fun if it was consistent.
there are other damage. There are two other options that we did not get to see in these runs. One where every time you clear a room with no damage, you get 15% more damage stacked on top, and it can just keep stacking. You also get, there's also an option for 25% more damage for each type of tactic that you have. So I think it can stack up to 125%, or is it 100%?
It's crazy.
Yeah, 125% more damage.
Another good one.
Pretty great.
Yeah, look at this seed.
That is...
Like, I'm on a
I
good
wish
seed
I
right
had
now.
this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wish I had this seed when I was doing PvE things. Like, if only we knew how to put in, how to copy seed numbers or something.
Right.
Like, send me this one, dude. I'm on it. We top 3 in no
300 for
time.
exchange.
Very nice.
Potential. It's okay. We get tree. Like tree. We see the movement here with the uppercut.
That movement looks so sick. Oh man, dude. The carded scissors cancel out of the aura, like just to avoid the damage. Oh, dude. This game is so sick.
Bye. The tree is pretty tank. You can really just wail on him. Nice. Okay. So now I have where I spend HP to attack. Which is ideal. Because I do. We love that.
Exactly. Yeah, this is called Blood Dream. And now it introduces an entire risk-reward minigame into everything. Fortunately for Reclaimer, since he has everything that he needs, he now just gets to roll over everything without really needing to play the minigame. So he's just going to destroy everything and get back health for it too. Because normally, like, if you had less potentials, it would be a little scarier to do, like, you know, uppercut cancels and spend health just to do movement. But
yeah,
right
HP
now
is
we're sitting
speed.
pretty. Yep, exactly. You know
right,
what
now
they
it costs
say,
less
blood,
HP.
Blood is fuel. That's what they say in Ultra Kill.
Relaxing, except for this. I don't like the survivor.
I don't like that at all. That's 2 in a row too.
No.
That's great.
I've been getting weird mixed, like, very good RNG, and then some is just not great. Like, I got the elevator for this stage.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Oh no.
I don't like the elevator. Because that's basically an auto-scroller where you wait for enemies to spawn. Press the elevator.
Yeah.
It's not a real one. It's a fake one.
Yeah, if only it were a timed elevator, then it wouldn't be so bad, but...
Both. With the delay
both.
after every enemy dying. It's just like...
Especially if, like, you launch one of them and then they have to, like, hit 3 walls before they start despawning. Like, alright, man. Can you just die already? We're gonna hit some non-combat rooms.
It's here. I am missing the triple dash attack. I do have 3 dashes, but for some reason they're separate.
Interesting.
That's a lot of my single target. But it's okay.
Yeah, clears are still pretty solid.
The movement's good. Then the standard enemy is solid.
Yep.
Potential, and I don't have enough to reroll. Rakune.
Well, at least we got Arcune L3.
Alright.
Trust me, y'all did not want to see the eyeball. Oh my. Y'all did not want to see the eyeball.
So here's the second phase of Arcune. There we go. He's one hit out of it.
nice slowdown.
Pretty well timed, yeah. I will say out of all the stages, Sakura City's mine.
It's pretty awesome. I think it has probably the best aesthetic.
Definitely. They for sure spend a lot of mentions.
Oh yeah. Like the first area with the warehouse, like I think that's pretty neat, but the forest, like the forest or the desert, I'm not crazy about.
The ruins, I just appreciate them.
If there was a little more going on, I think in terms of like intricacies of like how the architecture was and all that, I'd be into it. But Sakura City, see, like this is probably the closest thing to like a Blaze Blue type setting in this game, and that's probably why it works.
So now, as you can see, I have the triple dash kick.
Perfect triple dash into Inferno Divider.
I could not ask for a better arena.
That was so good.
I just get triple dash kick and they're like, hey, here's a hallway, kill 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
What's it gonna cost me? A survive 45-second room. It's like, okay. We paid our taxes, we're good.
It's after April 15th.
They got me. They caught up to me. Can I say? And you can see the range on the kick, just juggling that guy from above the platform.
Oh man, dude, that's... Some of the hitboxes in this, I'm like, that's... I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm glad it's on my hitbox.
Right. Like, it's on theirs too, just a little bit. But hey, I get to make use of it. Also, just because we never showed it, this is a rest room. Heals you for 50% of your HP. And it's not 50% of max HP. I have 150% HP. It's only a third. It's kind of... It makes sense, I promise. Yeah, I canceled that attack on. Okay, we got the slowdown.
This is the other Sakura boss. Her name is
Nice.
Fire Bite. She's also another original character. That was pretty great. Yeah, you just got knocked out of that just as soon as you stunned her. And
It was about to be phase 2.
Yep, and
We
then
are
what I
chilling.
had to do with a bunch of other attacks, but we don't gotta do that.
Okay, the cosmic. Top right.
Oh, top right. Calling your shot.
Yeah. It's not top right. It's top. Shh.
You hate to see it.
No biggie. This should mean that I have pretty good horizontal movement options available. Lucky. I say as I jump 5 screens. It's okay. We're going to the up part before we start going horizontal. Freeze.
It'll all work out, and perhaps.
I believe. A lot of the movement is a combination of fast falls as well as phasing through platforms, so the inputs are specifically precise in a weird way. It takes a lot of specific muscle memory to get good at this. As I was saying, this is very horizontal. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Some characters have different fast fall volumes, or fast fall speeds, so you have to get used to each individual character's animations to really blitz through here.
Especially doing the dash cancels out of all the fast falls, too.
Yeah. Like that right there, a little slippery. Too bad.
That hallway there was good at the very end, yeah. And now we go into Susanoo. For one final time.
It's an attack we haven't even seen yet.
Yeah, the pillars and stuff. I remember on one patch, like there was a pillar, like so they're spaced out now, but on one of the patches, it would just cover the whole screen, and you just had to perfectly like dodge every time.
It's brutal.
Doing here, man. Yeah, it was super brutal. Alright, we're about to wrap this up too, I believe. Ooh, nice.
Yep, we're about to go on time as soon as he's on the second phase here. Go ahead and freeze him so he doesn't get this attack off. And he is dead.
GG, dude.
Right.
Awesome.
So that was an 818 Ragna with a 45-second survive room. I mean,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I'm fine with that, honestly. I'm happy with that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was Blaze Blue. I love this game. This game is very fun. I'm not too fond of the recent intros because the whole game is kind of restructured, but you can downpatch very, very, very easily.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This game will always be here, whatever state you want it to be, regardless of the changes. They're very active dev. We're seeing like a patch every week at most. Impressive.
Yeah, I'm very glad, especially given the hardships that this development team has faced. Whether it's getting paid to figuring out what they want to do with the game and everything, it's good to see that they are committed to developing the game long term and making sure that it's a great experience for everybody. I mean, we definitely like what we like on the speedrun patches that we choose, but respect to them, especially because things were looking a little grim for the game at some point. So we're very glad that they're back to business and patching the game up, even if it's stuff that we disagree with. But there's a Discord for this community and everything, and the things are kind of in a lull state right now. I think everybody's kind of waiting for the patching to settle down a little bit before we really decide what's going on in terms of current run patching or current patch running. But down patching is, as Reclaimer said, really, really easy. I would encourage everybody to pick this game up. It's really easy to pick up as a run. Super fun and quick, and there's a lot that you can learn about speedrunning with like animation cancels and making decisions and just execution, and in general, it's a lot of fun. So, over to you, dude.
Yeah, I think one of the main people in charge of Act 91 Act, sold their house, or like reverse mortgaged.
The director or something, I think, sold his house to make sure that the dev team was paid while they were waiting on their actual payments. Yeah, he's awesome.
Everyone got laid off as soon as the game came out. Then they trickled back into the office, hired just to work on the game after it succeeded, and deserves to.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
Well, the Cosmic, you want to shout yourself out?
I'm good. You can find me at twitch.tv/DECosmic. But follow Reclaimer. Reclaimer has put a ton of work into this game. He is also a really sick Bayonetta runner. So if you like Bayonetta, in any of its forms, you should watch him play those because he's also really good at that. Awesome run, dude. Awesome job. So,
Reclaimer on everything. Thank you so much for MASH for putting on this event.
Yep.
Wish everyone the best on their runs.